Good afternoon and welcome to the prop market. I am your prop king, and here's my summer league prop picks recap show. Um, we'll be recapping this summer, talking about trends and talking about some of the things that we did this summer. I came to you at the beginning of the summer league, and a lot of people question why would I, invest so much in the summer league? Well, to be honest with you, there was edges and there are advantages to betting on things that a lot of people just really don't have a lot of knowledge on. I'm not saying Prize Picks doesn't have knowledge on the summer league, but there's only so much they can take apart from what they have. So there's certain things that you can bet on that will give you a better edge. And something like the NBA Summer League, summer after summer, has given me a great edge. And it's really been very prosperous for me. If you followed my picks this summer, you would also have won money as long as your wagering was, intact. You didn't wager too much on some, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's other videos I'll be making, just trying to also get you to understand that, hey, cashing is cashing, green is green. You bet $100 on the Super Bowl, or you bet $100 on a summer league game on July the 14th. Guess what? And you win, they're the same amount of money. Don't let anybody tell you different. If you have an edge, take it. A lot of people are caught up and say, "Oh well, I'm not going to bet on the summer league." Well, why not? If you have an edge, take advantage of it. Because a lot of times, and I'll be honest with you, talking about the Super Bowl, which I think is the people bet more on the Super Bowl than any other event. Well, Vegas has that down to an art. They know exactly almost what's happening. So if you win money on the Super Bowl, you're almost just lucky. There's no really strategy that you can out get the numbers from them unless you have some inside trader information. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go on to some of the things I want to talk about. First, we have five takeaways. The number one takeaway that I want you guys to take from this summer and what I've given you so far is follow the trends. Okay, the trends are things that you are just looking at, um, and you're just looking to see if it continues. So trending is like rookies in summer league not scoring as much at the beginning, trending towards okay, they're starting to score more. Another trend that we follow this summer is that a second year player is always usually going to have a good beginning of the summer league. He's going to score. He's going to do well because he already has NBA experience. And it's very easy to figure that out. A lot of times, because these guys aren't big NBA players, a lot of times the books don't understand, especially Prize Picks doesn't understand that, hey, there's a big leap from college basketball to even being a bench NBA player. So always fade the rookies, um, and hammer the second year players, third year players, the more veteran players. And that's a trend. And that's a trend that you can follow and you can stick with it. Another thing is if it's not broke, don't fix it. There was a guy, David Roddy, that we rode for maybe 3 or 4 days in a row every game because they kept posting his point total and he went under it every single time. If you find something like that, don't get cute. Just continue to bet that. They're giving, it's like they're printing you money. Same thing with uh, Book Night. He was another guy. They kept putting him on there. We kept betting him and we kept winning. As long as he was on there, we were going to bet against him. Uh, Set your rules and do not waver. This just comes down to like I don't believe in betting in a summer league with a 40-minute game and the rules that are in place, anyone over 25 points. I'm not betting anybody over 25 points. So if I see a guy on there with over 25 points, I don't care who he is. I'm not betting. I'm betting his under probably. And that's something that you just set some standards for anything that you're placing a wager on and say, hey, if the number gets here, I will not go with it. Same thing with an under. With the over. If it's under 7 points and they have them on the board, I'm going to take that. unless I just know it's really no chance he plays at all because yeah, we have to take that. So there's some rules you just set in place that helps you kind of define, more than just the numbers they're coming out, or if you have if you're an EV better, which is an advantage better, meaning you bet on numbers alone, there has to be some type of rules in place that you just will not break. Um, be consistent with your units and your units wagered. That just goes back to like, how I'm telling you how this summer was very prosperous for me. And that's because I keep all my wagers the same. So I will bet $10 on every one, no matter what I'm doing. Or if I'm not going to mix it up, too much. If I feel 100% confident, I may bet a little more, but I usually keep it at 10 and 1 unit size. And that way, if you are winning, and I'll get to this later, if you're over 54% and you bet the same amount every time, you'll win. And brings me to my last point: always mix and match. Uh, Mix and match them. So if you have 10 picks, you mix and match them, and let's say 8 of them hit, and you bet $10 on all of them, you're gonna have a really great night. If seven of them hit, you're gonna have a really great night. If 6 of them hit, you'll still win money. Now, it's an issue if you mix and match and you have 2 hit out of 10. Well, now you're going to lose money, but it still gives you a chance to win, at least a little bit, if you mix and match. Hopefully, we don't go 2 for 10. That's not really a good standard. And another thing, as far as setting rules, set a rule of how many bets you're going to make. Sometimes, we'll get, or how many players you're going to play. I do players because I mix and match, and sometimes I feel more confident with the players. So a lot of times people ask me, well, what's your favorite pick? Well, sometimes I'll have one. It's kind of like a kid in the classroom, or a kid, some people, even their own kids, that there's always a favorite. Coach always has a favorite. They're not going to tell you who it is because, they're all supposed to be the same, but there is one that you just like a little better than the other. And in this case, hey, there's a pick that I like more than the other. I'm going to play that. I'm going to mix that in, and I'm going to match that with more guys. So, for instance, when I had David Roddy, he was my favorite. So I would I would match him with everybody that I would put in my 10 because I liked him so much. Maybe another pick I don't feel 100% confident with, I might just mix and match with a few of them. So that's just a little bit of a back to rules that you set. Set a rule of how many players you're going to play. I will be having college football videos out. That's another prosperous picks that I have. I love college football wagering on Prize Picks. I usually stick to quarterbacks. Sometimes I'll sit other people, but I feel like the quarterback market I have a better hold on. So I'll have a lot of quarterback picks for you, and we'll be starting that soon. And I'm already doing research for that. I'm researching hard, trying to figure things out as I'm going through, and I'm setting my parameters for that. Remember, if you're gonna mix and match, always remember that it doesn't matter if let's say you have 20 picks and you mix them all. Well, hopefully you have enough money, but if you keep your wager size the same, you won't ever go broke. Now to go to our year-to-date stats, we're at 47 and 71 at 66%. That's pretty much what I promised this summer. I promised you to win if you followed every single pick that I made. And by the way, this is just not a random stat that I'm throwing out. This is not just something I'm saying. Everything was documented. So if you go back and look from my picks from the beginning to the end, everything I put on video, that hit. I hit 66%, 47 for 71. Now, some people say, well, that doesn't sound that great. That's not passing in school. Well, it is passing in betting props, especially when you're doing props where you have parlays. So it's a winning number. You only need 54% to be profitable. And I say that based on what we talked about earlier with a consistent wager. So if you're wagering $20, $50 on every single pick and you don't kind of deviate, but you mix and match, if you hit 66%, you will be very, very profitable. And that's what I did for everyone that followed me this summer for the Summer League. Hopefully, we can get more viewers, more subscribers, more people into the show as we go forward for college football. I know a lot more people feel comfortable going with college football. And I say, why is college football my next thing? Why not the NFL? Some people ask. Well, the same reason why I did Summer League. There's more edges in this in college football, in my opinion, than Summer League. There's less information, there's more variation, and variation is good for us as bettors. Variation is bad for the books. The books like somebody that's kind of standard. The NFL, you kind of got a good idea of what's going to happen game to game, and maybe there may be some outliers. But as I said, 47 for 71, 66%. Really good for us. I really love that number. Hey, I'm about 12% over what we need to win money. Once again, subscribe to the channels if you're just coming to see my takeaways and you're just coming back to see. Just remember, I will have college football shows coming soon. Same thing that I did for Summer League. Hopefully, if we hit 66% throughout the college football season, man, we should all be millionaires almost. Let's be honest, even if you're wagering a small amount. So hopefully I can continue this. I will continue to do this. I do need more support so I can continue to put my videos out. I can continue to get more followers, and that will help my show so it'll be worth more of my time. So if you're seeing this and you're seeing my numbers and you're seeing 66% and saying, whoa, that's pretty good, and maybe you might be a little iffy, go back and check out all the videos that I've done. Everything is documented one by one, so you can see that that number is 100% legit, 100% transparent, no funny business. So, as I said, go ahead and subscribe if you're watching this recap video. Please pass it along to other people, and I will be back for the college football prop picks. Thank you guys. Have a great summer.